Okay, guys, today we're going to read about the suffering servant and the glory of that servant. And we're going to start in Isaiah 52, verse 13. See, my servant will act wisely. He will be raised and lifted up and highly exalted. Just as there were many who were appalled at him, his appearance was so disfigured beyond that of any man, and his form marred beyond human likeness. So will he sprinkle many nations, and kings will shut their mouths because of him. For what they were not told, they will see, and what they have not heard, they will understand. And now we continue with Isaiah chapter 53, verse 1. And we're going to read all of chapter 53, keeping in mind that these chapter and verse divisions did not come for many, many years after this was written. This was written during the life of Isaiah the prophet, about 700 BC, approximately 700 BC. So I'm going to repeat verse 15 and just continue with the natural flow of what Isaiah wrote. So will he sprinkle many nations, and kings will shut their mouths because of him. For what they were not told, they will see, and what they have not heard, they will understand. Who has believed our message, and to whom has the arm of Yahweh been revealed? Excuse me. He grew up before him like a tender shoot. Let me move the camera for you. And like a root out of dry ground, he had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him. Nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. Let me move this a little for you. Verse 3. Right here, verse 3. He was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrows and familiar with suffering. Like one from whom men hide their faces, he was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he took up our infirmities and carried our sorrows. Yet we considered him stricken by Elohim. The word for God, it's rendered God in the English translations. It's actually here. It's a variant of El. It's Aleph. Now remember, it's from right to left in Hebrew. Aleph, Lam, Hey, Yod, Mem. That little dot to the left of the L, the Lam, means it makes the O sound. So Elohim, Elohim. Yet we considered him stricken by Elohim, smitten by him, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was upon him. And that word for peace is a variant of shalom. Shalom in Hebrew means more than just peace. It means to be complete, to be whole, to be at peace, to have peace. So the punishment that brought us shalom was upon him, and by his wounds we are healed. We all, like sheep, have gone astray. Each of us has turned to his own way. And Yahweh, and remember, the capital R gives it away in the English translations. This word, rendered in the English translation, means the personal name of the God of the Bible, Yahweh. And Yahweh has laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. He was led like a lamb to the slaughter. And as a sheep before her shearers is silent, so he did not open his mouth. By oppression and judgment he was taken away. And who can speak of his descendants? For he was cut off from the land of the living. For the transgression of my people he was stricken. He was assigned a grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, though he had done no violence, nor was any deceit in his mouth. Yet it was Yahweh's will to crush him and to cause him to suffer. And though Yahweh makes his life a guilt offering, he will see his offspring and prolong his days. And the will of Yahweh will prosper in his hand. And here, guys, I'm going to flip the page for us and move the camera, so bear with me. And Isaiah 53. And we're on verse 11. After the suffering of his soul, he will see the light of life and be satisfied. By his knowledge, my righteous servant will justify many, and he will bear their iniquities. Therefore, I will give him a portion among the great, and he will divide the spoils with the strong, because he poured out his life unto death, and was numbered with the transgressors. For he bore the sin of many, and made intercession for the transgressors. And guys, that's the end of chapter 53. This is a prophecy of the servant, one who serves, who of his own volition voluntarily gave his life for the sins of others and then rose from the grave. Now, I've got many notes, as you saw in the margin. I've got, obviously, I've got some highlighting here. I don't know if you can read this, but I've got the two robbers on the cross, Mark 15:27. Many will be saved because the servant will justify many. Because he lives, I put I, but all those who believe in his message and follow him will live also. John 14:19. And you saw on the previous page I had many notes as well. And so what we may do tomorrow is just go over those references. We'll see. I may do that later. But that's all we have for today. Thanks for watching. God bless you.